James Roth, adrenaline was a fluke. And I will prove it to you. If you answer this rematch, I will prove to you that the Diamond in the Rough will not only own you, but show you that you don't belong on my level. James Roth!
Hey Canada, it's nice to meet you. We're Mary Brown's famous chicken and taters, started in Newfoundland almost 50 years ago. Today the secret's out, and we're coast to coast across Canada. Yep, that's our food you're drooling over. Made fresh from scratch in store. No fillers, never pre-formed or pre-breaded. Handcrafted, not machine-made. Real food from genuine people. As original as the island where it all began. Mary Brown's, honest to goodness.
We are off and running on CWE Adrenaline. Dave Petro ringside. I'll be joined later by the mastermind, Kevin Cannon. He is going to be in the corner of the man headed towards the ring, the Boston Bruiser, Kevin O'Doyle. He will square off with Wildman Firpo. Kevin O'Doyle is a different man now. He seems more vicious, more arrogant, and more focused than ever before because of that huge, not because of the huge breakup. He is on his own. Of course, the team of AJ Sanchez and Kevin O'Doyle is no more. And it's Kevin O'Doyle and the mastermind Kevin Cannon against the world. One fall, 30-minute time limit, but I have a feeling we're not going to need much more than a couple of minutes because this, in my estimation, is going to be a big mismatch. Kevin O'Doyle, look at the meanness on him. O'Doyle certainly does rules. He ruled the tag team division for a long, long time. And now I know his sights are set on the CWE Heavyweight Championship, currently held by Mentolo right now. All right, referee checking the Boston Bruiser, Kevin O'Doyle. Of course, he's going to be a big part of the big shows we've got coming up in Winnipeg on May the 13th. Holy Eucharist Hall, Big Vito, former WCW Hardcore Champ, will be on that great big card on Friday night, May the 13th. There's the bell, and we are off and running. Starting a little slow, eyeing up his opponent. He might not have to break a sweat in this one. Oh my goodness! Elbow to the side of the face of Wildman Firpo, and Firpo is outside in the ring, and Kevin Cannon giving him a bit of a hand. I think Kevin Cannon knows that he doesn't get paid by the hour. The Boston Bruiser doesn't get paid by the hour. Oh my. Short arm clothesline again to the side of the head of Wildman Firpo. Boston Bruiser didn't even take off his vest. Why waste that energy? He sets up Wildman Firpo off the ropes. Yikes! Oh my! 1, 2, and 3. Short work in this one. The Boston Bruiser, Kevin O'Doyle, of course, always by his side, the mastermind, Kevin Cannon. More CWE Adrenaline when we come back. Promotional consideration paid for by the following: Popeye Supplements. 6 Winnipeg locations: Portage Avenue, Kenniston Boulevard, Narran Avenue, St. James, McPhillips, and St. Mary's.
It's been too quiet around here. There's a huge void. We're really excited. I can't wait to hear. I can't believe it. Thank you for the support, and let's go.
Look who it is.
Good to be on with you guys.
The first thing I'm thinking is like Summer of Jack Daniels.
There'd have been a whole lot of people not going to work the next day.
I was just trying to enjoy a beautiful day in Winnipeg.
Nice new format you got going.
I'm loving that background in the back.
Well, thank you for having me.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following: Popeye Supplements, 6 Winnipeg locations: Portage Avenue, Kenniston Boulevard, Narran Avenue, St. James, McPhillips, and St. Mary's.
Mary Brown's Chicken with 14 Manitoba locations.
We are back on CWE Adrenaline. Dave Petro ringside, joined by the mastermind Kevin Cannon for this huge tag team matchup coming towards the ring. Adrien Big Balls Burton, he's going to be teamed with his newfound friend Rob Stardom, and they're taking on the Collins family tradition.
I don't know if I would quite start throwing the F word around just yet. Those guys have beat the holy hell out of each other for months and months and months on end. And I think this is more of a matter of them setting their differences aside to answer the call from Bobby Collins and his son Brendan that they can function as a tag team better than they did in singles matches against these two guys. I would be shocked. I would be surprised to the nth degree if these two guys are on the same page whatsoever. But hey, you never know. Stranger things have happened.
Two of the toughest men ever. Those battles have been legendary over the past few months. And yeah, I threw this around because you have to have a certain chemistry to tag. And this might be one of those, if you can't beat them, join them situations. But these guys, I think it's mutual respect. I'm trying to listen to what they're saying. But they've got their work cut out with them with Brendan and the Rebel Bobby Collins, the Collins family tradition.
They absolutely do. And here's the thing, too. There's no pecking order. They haven't established who's the dominant one and who's the one that's got to listen, because we haven't had a winner. All the times they've fought, all the times they've scrapped, all the times they've beaten each other within a bloody pulp, nobody's come out on top. They're even Stevens. So who's going to be the team captain? Who's going to lead and who's going to follow here?
The last time I saw those two met were last on the internet pay-per-view, and those guys, like you said, beat the holy hell out of each other. I've never seen such a hard-hitting matchup in all my years sitting here at ringside in the CWE.
See, look at this right now. Burton shaking the hands of his opponents. Stardom doesn't want any part of that kind of nonsense. Stardom's just stretching out, getting ready for the match. They're already in disagreement of how they're operating this machine.
Well, we know there's really no love lost between Rob Stardom and Bobby Collins. Both of these men have been in the CWE for years and years. Both have fought on the side of the fans. Both have fought on the not on the side of the fans. I can't even get this out right now.
You're just excited to see this match.
I am because like I said, the last two times Burton and Stardom squared up, it's been brutal, and we're watching the maturation of Brendan Collins under the tutelage of his father, the Rebel, Bobby Collins. Huge tag team matchup, one fall, 45-minute time limit.
The big man himself, Brendan Collins, certainly impressive from the word go, and he's only gotten better.
Well, he has, because, the guy has the physique. He has the name behind him, the Mr. Manitoba title behind him, but every time I see him in the ring, he gets faster and faster and a little bit more ring savvy. Those first few months that he was in, he was kind of brutal. He was kind of like like a baby elephant. He didn't really know what to do, but now he's dangerous.
Oh, yeah, now he's definitely one tough customer. Bobby Collins in there. And it should be noted, this is Bobby Collins' very emotional night for him. This is his first match since his dear friend Caveman Broda left this world. And if you have a close look at his wristbands there, he's got Broda's initials written across his wristbands. Big emotional night. I don't know if that's going to play into this matchup. I don't know if Bobby Collins' head is in the game or if that's gotten his head more into the game.
Rob broke into professional wrestling back in 1981. A mainstay on the Winnipeg wrestling circuit was Caveman Broda. Of course, he passed away several weeks ago, and the world was mourning.
Collins might get an early win here for his good buddy.
Just a 2 count. Referee right on top of the action. CWE coming to your town. Got a big Saskatchewan tour coming up in the next little while. The end of May, hitting Prince Albert, Yorkton, Regina, and Cardiff. Huge CWE events in those cities. And of course, Big Vito returning to the CWE. The former ECW, WWE, and WCW Hardcore champ Big Vito returns in Winnipeg, Holy Eucharist Hall, Friday night, May the 13th. And then
we might have a bid here. No.
Then in Morton on May the 14th.
Look at this. Stardom tagged himself in. Adrian was not doing too well, and here we go.
2 count.
Powerbomb move, but Bobby Collins definitely not worn out yet.
Some different ring attire on Rob Stardom this week.
Yeah, he's looking a little more colorful than he normally does, that's for sure.
And here comes Adrian Big Balls Burton. He tagged himself in, and he seems to have a bit of a dispute with his partner because Rob Stardom didn't like the fact he tagged himself in.
No, Stardom had Bobby Collins in a hold, an effective hold at that. And Burton tagged himself in, which gave Rob Stardom 5 seconds to listen to the ref and get out of the ring, or they could risk disqualification.
I thought these guys patched this up, but I'm definitely wrong on this one. They're not on the same page. They got to be on the same page with the Collins family tradition because they're family.
Exactly, and here's the thing too: is the one page I think both can agree on, the one item they both need to focus on and definitely be in agreement of, is they got to keep that big Brendan Collins out of the ring so they can use their size advantage on Bobby Collins. Both these competitors got a good 60, 70, if not 100 pounds on Bobby Collins.
A couple of big boots by Rob Stardom, snap mare, and he's in control with the front face lock on the Rebel. Bobby Collins, the grizzled veteran, now of course finding new life tagging with his son Brendan. But of course I'm preoccupied right now thinking about Burton and Stardom. They just seem to have looked and said, he kind of gave me the old nana boo boo, look what I'm doing in there.
They need to worry a little bit more about the person in the ring with them and a little less about the man on the apron waiting to be tagged in if they want to be successful in this matchup.
Successful on his own, the Boston Bruiser, Kevin O'Doyle, your charge. We saw him earlier in action tonight against Wildman Firpo. I guess you're easing him into the singles competition.
Well, hey, maybe that'll be, I've said this before and I've been wrong, but maybe that'll be Wildman Firpo's last match and we don't have to see or smell him around a CWE locker room ever again.
The Rebel Bobby Collins just got a 2 count, got kicked in the head as Rob Stardom kicked out of that one.
And Burton offered him the boot up in the corner.
Yeah, he just rejected him.
Stardom just took him to a neutral corner instead.
A couple big hard right hands, Stardom fighting back, Collins fighting back, and then big knee lift by Rob Stardom. And he didn't even look at his guy. Yeah. He didn't even look at Burton. Burton just tagged himself in. And yeah, you know what? These guys are definitely not on the same page. They're not even in the same book right now.
They're not even in the same zip code right now. They are. And
Burton better wake up here.
Realize here comes big Collins.
2 big clotheslines.
And spear. Stardom hard down to the mat. He is rocked. What do we got here? Is he going to get him up for a
suplex?
Suplex. Watch the shield.
Boom! He got him. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. No.
Stardom gets his shoulder off the mat, but barely, and he's got.
Oh, there's a veteran trick for you.
Exactly. So Brendan Collins is learning on the job.
Good-looking guy. You might need a dentist after that. And look at this! Out of nowhere, Burton comes in. Referee's trying to push him back.
That time they didn't tag. That time Burton just went up in the ring, and Collins.
He's had enough.
Oh! And
Choke slam!
Brendan turned that around on him. Bobby goes up to the top. And are we going to see it? Are we going to see it? Stardom slow to get up. And
nailed him!
Collins crashed down. Brendan the legal man.
Referee a little liberal with the use of the rules, but it doesn't matter. It's going to go in the record books as a win for the Collins family tradition and the descent between Adrien Burton and Rob Stardom is absolutely on display here in this tremendous CWE main event. Fans, we are out of time. We're going to set to see in the next couple of weeks what's going to happen between Adrien Big Balls Burton and Rob Stardom, because those guys, maybe we'll just stay with it a little bit as these guys are just jawing each other right now as Brendan Collins poses in the ring and as Papa looking pleased as punch. On behalf of Kevin Cannon and Kid Remington, Dave Petro saying good night